While most people worry about fuel costs and car payments, world leaders travel in armored vehicles worth more than luxury mansions. These aren't normal cars. They're rolling fortresses, armored against bullets, grenades, and chemical attacks, built to function as mobile command centers in a crisis. Prices start around $1 million and climb far higher, putting them beyond anything most people will ever own. Today, we're going inside the world's most expensive presidential vehicles, and the first one is in a category of its own: Bentley State Limousine belonging to King Charles of the United Kingdom. Only two exist in the world. Both belong to the British Crown. The Bentley State Limousine was commissioned in 2002 as a gift to Queen Elizabeth II for her Golden Jubilee. 23 years later, King Charles III still uses them for state ceremonies and official processions. They're not available for purchase, not replicated for foreign dignitaries, and not part of any production line. Bentley built them once, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Each limousine stretches 6,220 millimeters in length, 83 centimeters longer than a standard Bentley Arnage. The roof rises 25.5 centimeters higher. The width expands by nearly 7 centimeters. These modifications weren't aesthetic choices. They were designed so the monarch could stand upright while entering and exiting, visible to crowds during ceremonial events. Royal protocol requires being seen. The car accommodates that requirement. Under the hood sits a twin-turbocharged 6.75-liter V8 engine producing 400 horsepower and 616 pound-feet of torque. The engine itself comes from the Bentley Arnage R, but was modified for reliability over speed. This isn't a vehicle meant to outrun threats. It's built to absorb them. The armor is comprehensive but discreet. Reinforced doors seal the cabin against chemical and biological attacks. The glass is bulletproof, thick enough to stop high-caliber rounds. The chassis incorporates blast-resistant plating. Yet from the outside, it still looks like a Bentley. Polished, elegant, unmistakably British. The added weight doesn't show. You'd notice the height first, then the length. The armor stays invisible. Inside, the craftsmanship reflects Bentley's reputation. Bespoke leather, custom veneers, and hand-finished details throughout. The rear cabin provides space for the monarch and accompanying members of the royal family, designed for comfort during extended ceremonial routes. This is where tradition and security engineering meet, luxury that doesn't compromise protection. The state limousines don't work alone. King Charles's fleet includes 2012 Jaguar XJ limousines in the royal claret and black livery, used for less formal state duties. 3 2022 Range Rover models handle additional transport needs. Range Rovers have served the royal household since the 1970s, valued for their off-road capability and British heritage. They're practical vehicles that double as diplomatic statements: British-made, rugged, reliable. The fleet also includes a Jaguar I-Pace, a fully electric vehicle that reflects Charles's long-standing environmental advocacy. It's a quiet addition, but a deliberate one. Even royal transportation is adapting. The Bentley State Limousines remain the centerpiece. They appear during state openings of Parliament, royal weddings, and major ceremonies. When they roll through London, cameras follow. The public expects them. They're part of the visual language of British monarchy, machines built to carry tradition forward, one procession at a time. Urus Senate, belonging to Vladimir Putin of Russia. Russia built its own answer to Western luxury limousines. The result weighs 6,200 kilograms in its armored form. The Urus Senat entered service as Vladimir Putin's official state vehicle, replacing decades of reliance on foreign-made limousines. It debuted during his 2018 inauguration and has since accompanied him on international trips, including state visits to India. The vehicle represents a deliberate shift: Russian engineering for Russian leadership. The dimensions establish its presence immediately. The L700 limousine variant stretches over 22 feet in length, with a 500mm extended wheelbase dedicated entirely to rear passenger space. The armored version weighs more than twice the standard sedan model, which comes in at 2,700 kilograms. That additional weight comes from blast-resistant plating, bulletproof glass, and reinforced structural components designed to handle ballistic and explosive threats. The chassis absorbs what most vehicles can't survive. Power comes from a 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine paired with a hybrid electric system. Combined output reaches 598 horsepower and 880 newton-meters of torque, routed through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Despite the mass, the Senate accelerates to 60 mph in roughly 12 seconds. For a 6.2-ton armored limousine, that's quick. Top speed is electronically limited to 155 mph, though security priorities rarely require testing that ceiling. The hybrid system isn't purely for performance. It allows limited electric-only operation, useful for silent approaches, or fuel efficiency during extended motorcades. Run-flat tires ensure mobility even after punctures. The design accounts for scenarios where stopping isn't an option. Inside, the layout borrows heavily from first-class airline cabins. Reclining massage seats, entertainment systems, video conferencing equipment, and a privacy partition separate the rear compartment from the driver. The materials emphasize Russian luxury, leather, wood veneers, and custom finishes throughout. Putin's workspace needs to function while traveling, and the Senate accommodates that requirement without compromise. The exterior styling draws comparisons to Rolls-Royce, particularly in the grille design and proportions. Some call it derivative. Others see it as intentional. Russia producing a vehicle that competes directly with British luxury standards while maintaining full independence from foreign suppliers. The resemblance is strategic, not accidental. The Urus brand extends beyond Putin's limousine. A civilian version exists for high-net-worth buyers, though production numbers remain limited. The primary focus stays on state use. Russia now manufactures its own presidential fleet, from sedans to SUVs, all under the Urus nameplate. Putin continues to use it for official functions. The vehicle has become synonymous with his public appearances, a 6.2-ton reminder that Russia builds its own. BMW 7 Series, Commonwealth 1, belonging to Anthony Albanese of Australia. Australia's Prime Minister travels in a vehicle that looks like any other BMW 7 Series. That's the point. Commonwealth 1, designated C1, is managed by the Australian Federal Police for secure transport of Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, both domestically and during overseas trips. The vehicle is based on BMW's 7 Series high-security variant, modified with enhanced xDrive capabilities and additional protective measures. From the outside, it blends seamlessly into traffic. No flags, no obvious armor, no visual markers that scream, "Target." The security is comprehensive but invisible.
The Prime Minister is back in Australia after his trip to Canada. Anthony Albanese landing in Sydney this morning. The PM is
Each door weighs 250 kilograms. Standard car doors weigh around 50 kilograms. The difference comes from layered armor plating and reinforced hinges engineered to support the additional mass. The windows use heavy-duty polycarbonate and ballistic glass thick enough to stop high-caliber rounds. The entire structure is blast-resistant, rated to withstand grenade attacks at close range. The vehicle weighs 3.6 tons fully armored, roughly 3 times heavier than a standard 7 Series. Despite this, performance remains surprisingly capable. The 6.0-liter V12 twin-turbo engine accelerates the car from 0 to 100 km/h in 6.2 seconds. For an armored limousine, that's quick enough to create distance when needed. The powertrain is designed for reliability under stress, not showroom specs. Inside, Commonwealth 1 functions as a sealed protective capsule. The cabin includes an internal oxygen supply for use during chemical attacks. Fire suppression systems activate automatically if sensors detect flames or excessive heat. Run-flat tires allow continued movement even after multiple punctures. The fuel tank is explosion-proof, reinforced to prevent rupture during blasts or collisions. Toxic gas sensors monitor air quality, alerting occupants to chemical threats before they penetrate the cabin. The approach differs from other presidential vehicles. There's no extended wheelbase, no custom coachwork, no Rolls-Royce styling. Australia prioritized tactical security over ceremonial presence. Commonwealth 1 needs to move through cities without drawing attention, blend into motorcades, and provide protection without becoming a spectacle. The BMW platform allows that flexibility. The Australian Federal Police maintains operational control, handling transport logistics and security protocols. Commonwealth One accompanies Albanese on international trips, operating in foreign environments where local threats may be unpredictable. The vehicle adapts to varying security conditions while maintaining consistent protection standards. BMW's high-security variant serves as the foundation, but the Australian modifications go further. Enhanced armor, upgraded sensors, and integration with federal police communication systems make C1 a mobile command post as much as a transport vehicle. Albanese can work, communicate securely, and respond to situations while on the move. The choice of a BMW over a domestic or more traditional option reflects pragmatism. Australia doesn't manufacture armored limousines domestically. BMW's proven security platform offers reliability, global parts availability, and established performance under extreme conditions. The vehicle does its job without unnecessary flourishes. Commonwealth One continues serving as the primary transport for Australia's Prime Minister, armored, capable, and deliberately unremarkable. Bentley Mulsanne Grand Limousine, belonging to Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar. Bentley's Mulliner division doesn't mass-produce vehicles. They build them one at a time, by hand, for clients who want something no one else has. The Bentley Mulsanne Grand Limousine, owned by Qatar's Amir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, stretches 21 feet, 6.5 meters in length. That's a full meter longer than the standard Mulsanne, added entirely to the rear passenger compartment. The roof was raised to increase headroom. The result is a vehicle with interior space that rivals small executive lounges. Inside, the layout accommodates 6 passengers in a club-style configuration. 2 rows of seats facing each other behind a privacy divider. Electrochromic glass separates the rear cabin from the driver, adjustable for complete opacity when needed. The seating is upholstered in imperial blue leather, hand-stitched and fitted to exact specifications. Wood veneers line the doors and console, selected for grain pattern and finish. Every surface reflects Mulliner's commitment to bespoke craftsmanship. The vehicle rides on custom 21-inch wheels, matched to a silver frost over black paint scheme. The color combination was specified by the client, applied in multiple layers to achieve depth and consistency. Bentley doesn't offer these finishes in standard catalogs. Mulliner creates them per request. Power comes from Bentley's twin-turbocharged 6.75-liter V8 engine, the same unit used across the Mulsanne line. The engine delivers smooth acceleration despite the added length and weight. Performance isn't the priority here. Presence is. The Grand Limousine makes a statement simply by existing. The Amir uses it for elite transport, both in Qatar and internationally. The vehicle has been spotted in Monaco during official visits, navigating narrow European streets with police escort. Despite its size, the limousine remains maneuverable in urban environments, though tight corners require planning. The extended wheelbase affects turning radius. Drivers adjust accordingly. Mulliner built this vehicle for a market segment where exclusivity matters more than price. The Grand Limousine isn't available through dealerships. Clients approach Mulliner directly, specify requirements, and wait for completion. Production timelines stretch months, sometimes over a year, depending on customization requests. Each vehicle is unique by design. The Amir's version emphasizes luxury over security. Qatar's leadership has a history of commissioning bespoke vehicles. The Mulsanne Grand Limousine fits within that tradition. Hand-built British engineering tailored to Middle Eastern tastes. The combination works. Bentley delivers old-world craftsmanship, Mulliner executes client vision, and the result becomes a rolling representation of wealth and status. Cadillac, the beast for the United States. The United States Secret Service doesn't modify luxury cars. They build fortresses that happen to have wheels. The vehicle uses a GMC Topkick truck chassis as its foundation, not a Cadillac platform. The Cadillac grille is purely cosmetic, borrowed for brand recognition and presidential tradition. Underneath, this is a military-grade transport vehicle disguised as a limousine. weighs between 15,000 and 20,000 pounds. Most full-size SUVs weigh around 5,500 pounds. The difference comes from layered armor plating, reinforced structure, and defensive systems integrated throughout. The doors alone are 8 inches thick, heavy enough that they require hydraulic assistance to open and close. Bulletproof glass encases the cabin, thick enough to stop armor-piercing rounds fired at close range. The cabin is fully sealed with an independent oxygen supply, designed to protect against chemical and biological attacks. If sensors detect toxins outside, occupants can survive inside for extended periods. The fuel tank is foam-coated to prevent explosions during impacts or attacks. Kevlar-reinforced run-flat tires allow continued movement even after multiple punctures. The vehicle can drive on its rims if necessary. Active defense systems include smoke screen dispensers, tear gas launchers, and night vision cameras mounted around the exterior. The door handles are electrified, capable of delivering 120-volt shocks to anyone attempting unauthorized entry. Shotguns are stored internally for Secret Service use. Emergency medical supplies, including bags of the president's blood type, are kept on board for trauma situations. The powertrain uses a diesel engine chosen for reliability over performance. Top speed hovers around 60 mph. Slow for a modern vehicle, but speed isn't the priority. The beast is designed to absorb attacks and keep moving, not to outrun threats. Diesel fuel offers better range and availability in crisis scenarios compared to gasoline. The interior maintains presidential comfort despite the tactical focus. Luxury seating, climate control, and secure communication systems allow the president to work while traveling. Video conferencing equipment and encrypted satellite links keep him connected to military and government leadership. The Beast functions as a mobile command center when needed. When the president travels, several identical vehicles deploy, making it impossible to identify which one carries him. Decoy beasts accompany the real vehicle in motorcades, adding another layer of security through misdirection. The vehicle stands roughly 6 feet tall, significantly higher than standard limousines. The added height accommodates armoring and internal systems while maintaining enough clearance for the president to sit comfortably. It's not elegant, it's functional. Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, belonging to Kim Jong-un of North Korea. North Korea operates under some of the strictest international sanctions in modern history. Kim Jong-un drives a Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman Guard anyway. The vehicle was imported despite trade restrictions, valued at approximately $1 million. How it entered the country remains unclear. Luxury vehicles fall under banned items, particularly those that could support the regime's elite. Yet the Pullman Guard appears regularly in state media footage, accompanying Kim during public appearances and military inspections. Sanctions or not, it's there. The limousine measures 6.5 meters in length and weighs 5.1 tons, over 12,000 pounds. It carries VR-10 level ballistic protection, the highest civilian armor rating available. The bodywork and glass are reinforced to withstand armor-piercing rounds, high-caliber rifle fire, and explosive blasts at close range. VR-10 certification means the vehicle can survive military-grade attacks that would destroy standard armored cars. Power comes from a 6.0-liter V12 biturbo engine producing 530 horsepower and 830 newton-meters of torque. Despite the mass, it accelerates from 0 to 60 mph in roughly 9 seconds. That's slower than most performance sedans, but respectable for a 5-ton armored limousine. The engine prioritizes smooth, sustained power delivery over outright speed. Inside, the layout accommodates up to 6 passengers in face-to-face seating behind a privacy partition. The materials emphasize luxury, white leather upholstery, wood trim, and custom finishes throughout. A panoramic roof allows natural light while maintaining structural integrity. Advanced climate control and emergency fresh air systems provide protection against chemical threats. The cabin seals completely when needed, supplied by independent oxygen reserves. Mercedes-Benz equips the Pullman Guard with Distronic Plus adaptive cruise control and active lane keeping assist, driver assistance features that seem unnecessary given the vehicle's typical use in controlled motorcades. Still, they're included as part of the platform's standard technology suite. Kim's drivers likely disable most of these systems during official transport. North Korea's economy struggles under sanctions, yet its leader moves through Pyongyang in a $1 million German limousine. The optics aren't subtle. The Pullman Guard represents both isolation and control. Isolation from the international community that imposes sanctions, control over domestic perception of power and prestige. Kim uses multiple vehicles, often switching between them during public appearances for security reasons. The Mercedes-Maybach remains the most visible, featured prominently in state media broadcasts. It projects strength, wealth, and access to resources supposedly denied by international restrictions. Behind bulletproof glass and armored doors, world leaders move through cities in machines worth millions. These aren't just cars. They're statements of power, symbols of isolation, fortresses on wheels. Some cost more than most people earn in a lifetime, yet they're built for one purpose: survival. Which vehicle shocked you most? What do you think? Share your thoughts below.